Coaching, and even coaching yourself, which is what you're doing when you're developing mental skills, is really nothing more than a process of communication. And you need to think about the way that you communicate with yourself in the same way that you need to think about how you communicate with other people. We want to communicate to other people in a way that makes us heard, that is clear, so we get our point across. Sometimes we want to be persuasive. So we should then be trying to do the same thing when we communicate with ourselves. So think about the kinds of thoughts that go through your head when you're training. How are you thinking that day? You know, if you're coming into a workout and you're tired, you know, maybe you just got over being ill, maybe you didn't get enough to eat, you're kind of hungry, you're a little bit cranky. Now, you can focus on those things, or you can focus on what it is that makes you more effective. And what you're choosing to focus on, and we've talked about focus in a previous segment, is really sort of an ongoing communications process. And if you think about the fact that when you talk to other people, you use words, and when you talk to yourself, typically with your thoughts, you also use words. So being mindful of the words that you use is really important, because if you want to make someone else feel bad, and you can use words to do that, you can do that. It's very effective. You can also use those same types of words in yourself, even unintentionally, and make yourself feel really, really negative. So be mindful of that. Think about the way that you process making a mistake. And if you are an athlete, you have lots of opportunities to make mistakes, particularly in competition. If somebody baits you with the fake and you go for it, that can lead to a chain of events that makes you very frustrated. That can lead some people to saying, oh, I can't believe I always do that. I suck. I'm so stupid. None of those statements are helpful to you. None of those statements are going to bring you back to where you need to be to feel strong and effective and skillful. You need to figure out how you can talk to yourself in a way that keeps you on track, particularly in a stimulus-intensive setting like combat athletics, where people are trying to take you down, they're trying to hit you. MMA, they're trying to do everything, and you've got to read all of that, and you've got to have responses physically, which are driven mentally, to all of those. Now, if you're talking to yourself poorly while all of that is happening, you're not going to be very effective. Now, here's another thing to be mindful as well. Beyond just the words you use, how do you position yourself when you're just sitting, when you're standing? Do you have poor posture? That sometimes happens to boxers because they maintain their defensive posture for so long that it just sort of becomes a way that they stand when they're not doing that. When you're not doing that and you're kind of sort of slumped over, how does that make you feel? Your body language actually communicates with your brain the same way that your brain processes things that you actually say to yourself using words. It's all one big open communication channel. So think about that. When you walk across a room, walk strong. Not necessarily like, puffing up your chest in a negative, aggressive way, but just focus on being strong. Focus on feeling effective, and make your body line up with those thoughts. So stand strong. You can sit strong. You can walk strong. And then do everything else you need in terms of, clarity and control of thoughts, all of your physical training. So everything is geared towards you feeling and ultimately being strong.